Jaggedy please. Let me just find a way to get comfortable here. Easier said than done. Been a while. Hi, Skippy. For these fucking nerds to trickle on in. Look at my screenshots in the meantime. And I want to emote too. I could do it. I did it. I'm the best. Can you guys hear me okay? Like, do I sound too quiet? Do I sound good? I don't want to, Alright, cool. I don't want to overthink my audio levels too much since there's absolutely no audio in this game whatsoever, so as long as you guys can hear me, we're going to be okay. I am going to start up the game with the music so we can just kind of do a little comparison for the hell of it, but other than that, you know, I'm up it. I swatted! Alright. Ta-da! Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really want to overthink it too much at this point. Okay, I don't know if any of you are playing along. If not, then we're just going to proceed. If you are, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of pile into... Oh, I got to message someone. Hang on. 1 second here. Oh, they have a mobile dashboard now. I didn't know that. That's cool. Bup, 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 bup. Where did chat go? There it is. Give me 1 second. I have to send a text. Hello, Alpha. Okay. All right, let me get a look here. We have automatic saves set up. We have, I believe, everything we need. We're going to get going here. Hello, people who are just trickling in. If any of you are playing along, please let me know now before I start. So, we are running off of the Lazy Noob Pack, because I can be arsed. We are not really going to run any utilities or anything like that. Just Dwarf Therapist, which I will explain what that does in a minute. I actually do already have that running. I should probably close that so that it doesn't launch twice. And, yeah. See how this goes. Dwarf the Rapist. Okay. We're going to full screen this. So I already have a world up. It's the same world that the last fort was in. Yeah, this is the original music. It gets a little different when you actually get into the game and start playing the fort, but this is what we got right now. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I already have a world up and going, which it is loading up now. This is just a calendar that we're looking at the moment that is showing the passage of time up until we start to prepare. Kind of an unnecessary step. I don't really know why they show us this. This could really just be a loading screen, but whatever. Okay, so here's my world. And yes, I do have a texture pack in place. It just does not really show very clearly. Yeah, everything's about immersion, if we're being honest here. So we got to find a place for a fort. So over here on the right is the entire world map. And on the left here on the big screen is just kind of a zoomed in portion at what I'm currently looking at. We have mountains and forests and rivers and oceans and shit like that. What we want to do... I know, it's great, isn't it? We want to find a place where we have enough resources. We're going to go for like a real simple idiot-proof kind of fort here. I'm not going to be doing anything overly complex, so people who actually know this game really well, you probably know this game better than me. Okay. The pixels. Poke around a bit. What I'm looking for, as I'm kind of scrolling around, I'm looking on the right over here, which is describing the area that I'm currently selecting. And what I kind of want is to get a good amount of soil. I want there to be metals. If possible, I'd like for there to be flux stone, which is used for making steel. And I would like there to not be an aquifire, because I don't feel like dealing with that. Aquifer is like a layer of water underground that you have to figure out how to get past in order to actually get to the stone itself. Um, this is good. They're right over here. They really are. All right, so now what I'm doing, now that I've got a general area that I think is good, we have a zoomed in portion of it over here at the top, where I'm going to select the exact chunk of terrain that I want to make into my fort. Get too close to the river, apparently I get an aquifer, so maybe this area isn't that good. I like having access to the river, but I don't want there to actually be an aqua. Ooh, wait, right there. That's pretty good. I'm going to set it up over here. And what I'm going to do... Nope, no good. There we go. Make my play area a little bigger. And, yeah. We have some soil and sand, so planting isn't going to be an issue. We have shallow and deep metal, so there's going to be plenty of metal there. And flux stone, so if we have iron, we'll be able to make steel. Okay, let me just make sure. So what I'm going to do is embark. Care about that. All right. On this screen, we are picking our loadout, the type of dwarves that we're going to bring with us. A lot of these pre-made ones I don't really like. I made my own, so I'm just going to select it. What we have here are 2 miners up at the top here. We have a woodcutter / carpenter. We have 2 brewers / growers, so farmers basically. We have a mason / stonecrafter. And a dedicated stonecrafter. Oh, you think so, Jackety? Oh, does it keep popping up? Yeah, good point. Oop, I didn't even think about that. Thank you. All right, let's see here. So who wants to be a dwarf? Same deal as before. We got 2 miners, woodcutter, growers, 2 of them, mason, and a stonecrafter. Oh, Moppet, what do you want to be? You guys got to tell me what you want to be. Chief Dwarf. The woodcutter was our diagnostician. All right. Let me see. Customize nickname map Moppet. Alpha wishes to be a miner. For some reason, the music cuts in while we're doing this. I don't know why. You'll be the killer. We don't have any killers, mate. Oh god, it's a coil of... What's up, buddy? You want to be an alcoholic. So, therefore, you want to be a brewer. Isn't that right? I can't type. Alright, we still have a second miner available here. We have another brewer slash farmer. We have our mason and our stonecrafter. Oh man, Frosty raid! Oh boy! Hi, Tara. We're naming dwarfs here, people. Oh, did I? Oh no, I did spell it right. Don't mess with me, Jackety. 4 dwarfs left, people. While you all decide on that, let's come up with a fort name. So, you basically have to pick from existing names, or we could just keep randomizing until we get something good. Like Quested Wield. Or Clasp Glory. Or Find Ink. I like Find Ink. Let's do that. Muppetopia. No, Muppet is not a word. Alright, I'm just gonna start naming people randomly. Boat murdered? I would never. We're gonna make... Tara is gonna be our other miner. Schmake! Schmake, we're gonna put you in here. You're gonna be the other brewer. And who else we got? Who else we got? 2 more left. We have a mason and a stonecrafter. Who wants them, people? Oh, I should put myself in here. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put myself in here. Don't worry if you didn't get a dwarf named after yourself. There's gonna be more. I'll be the stonecrafter, so our mason will be... Oh. We don't have Skippy in here yet. Let's make it Skippy. Alright. Pang doesn't exist. Don't be ridiculous, Moppet. Alright, I want to see items, just to double check what we have here. Picks, axes, anvil, booze, seeds, shite. We are bringing 2 dogs, a male and a female. We are bringing 2 chickens, 2 ducks, a goose, and for some reason a rabbit. 2 rabbits, actually. I don't know. I don't remember why I put rabbits in there. We still got 30 points left. I feel kind of bad. You know what we can do? Let's make our... Graver already. Mason. Decisions. I want to give somebody else, like, engraving abilities. If I can. Yep. Alright, we're gonna go with this. I think we're good. So the fort name is Find Ink. And we are gonna embark. Are we sure we're ready, guys? Skippy, you're a dwarf. Congrats. We're about to embark. Okay. This part always lags a bit, so we gotta give it a moment. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Meng-Igath, the Dwarven Kingdom. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance. Whether by bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now, enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the cougars get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here at this place. Atolakot, find ink, strike the earth! Okay, so, black screen. Why is it a black screen? Oh, it's loading. Give it a moment here. Like I said, we're gonna shut this music off once we get into the game proper. Or, you know, we could crash. I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't recall it normally taking this long, but maybe I just don't remember properly. Ah, there we go. That's more like it. Okay. So... where the hell am I? Bear with me for a second, I can't find my dwarves. Ah, there they are. Okay. So, let's get a look here. Yeah. So, here are our dwarves. We got a little minor dwarf over here. That's Alpha. There's, oh, there's me. You'll occasionally see some characters flashing. That means there's multiple things on that one tile. There's our dogs. Chickens, rabbits, so on and so forth. And this is our wagon full of goodies. Now, what we gotta do, oh, a little too far there, is find a good place to dig our fort, and I think this kind of looks pretty good here. This is raised terrain, so we can raise the map up and see what it looks like from above. We can go down underground, which is why everything's black like that. We can't see it yet. What I like to do... the way this game works is, unlike strategy games or shit like that, you don't tell individual characters what you want them to do. You set tasks to be performed, and dwarves who are skilled in that particular task will do that. So, for example, if I want someone to chop down some trees, which are these little brown circles, represent tree trunks, I select a whole area and designate it for cutting down trees. They all get highlighted in black like that. So when I unpause, everyone starts to go here. Where's Moppet? Let's find Moppet. There's Moppet. Moppet will go and begin chopping down a tree, which turns into logs. While Moppet is doing that, we are going to designate a tunnel. You are so very strong, Moppet. Oh, no, I don't like that. I like to do a tunnel about 3 wide. And however deep, we can worry about that later. Squares blink yellow, that means the dwarves are actively working on it. There go our 2 miners. Look, tree murdering is a dwarven art, okay? These little brown bits here that keep on shooting out to the side are actually tree roots from trees that are probably directly above. Yeah, like these up here. So I'm gonna have Moppet cut those down too. Just to kind of get them out of the way. Ooh, this one too is kind of bad. What is that? Hang on. We have some kind of thing over here. It is a river otter. Okay, never mind. We're safe. Correct. That's okay, Jackety. I don't need no stinking ceiling. We're only going down from here. Moppet is still cutting down all these other trees, so she... Up there! There she goes. She cut down these trees so the roots disappeared. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little tiny hut. And somewhere over here, probably, we will do... Oh, it needs to be bigger. Yeah, that should be... A slightly bigger room there. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? God. You can all listen to whatever music you want. I find that guitar relaxing, I guess. I don't know. I could see how it could get tedious for people who don't really want to listen to that nonstop, though. Alright, so in that big room that we just carved out, we are going to establish our farm plot. Like to make about that big. You can listen to whatever you want. Alright, so I've designated a farm plot to be built there. Outside, I am going to have Moppet build a carpenter's workbench for now. Stick it outside so we can get started on a couple things while we carve out the rest of the fort. So Moppet is doing that. And it looks like, who's this? Jackety is starting the first farm. And on that farm, we are going to plant plump helmets. Now, in a farm plot, you can choose what plant gets planted there each season. So spring could be one type of plant, summer another, so on and so forth. For now, we want plump helmets for all seasons because They are the most versatile of dwarven craft food stuff. You can make wine out of it. You can eat them. They're all good for you. All right, Moppet has built her workbench. What we're going to do is make a bunch of beds. Just 5 beds for now. You know it, Jackety. We're going to have Moppet make a door as well. Meanwhile, we're going to dig this tunnel a little bit further in. And we're going to start a down staircase. Alright, so dwarfs are planting over here. Moppet is making stuff. Set up a little stockpile for furniture so that as she makes the furniture, you can just drop it right next to her. They don't have to carry it all the way to the wagon. Okay, so we can start going down. Now we want to make what are called up-down staircases. They're 2-way staircases. The reason why I'm making 3 of them is so multiple dwarves can go up and down the stairs at the same time. If a staircase is only 1 tile, then only 1 dwarf can go up that staircase. We're going to go down a couple levels here until we for sure hit stone. We're going to finish with an up-facing staircase because we don't need to go down any further. And it looks nice. All of this red and white, that's all, for the most part, dirt, but now it looks like we're finally hitting stone, which is good. Dwarves like stone. Here we go. Let's see. Get an idea. Okay, we're gonna dig our fort upward. While that's going on, let's check on Moppet and the beds. We're going to make this little tiny room off to the side here a kind of bedroom. Just so our dwarves don't have to sleep on the floor. There they go, setting up the beds. I need to make this room a little bigger, I just realized. Now, as these guys get better at mining, they will gradually be able to dig faster. As it stands, they're uncovering all kinds of shit. They found some gemstones over here. Some more in the wall here. I don't know. It's limestone. Hematite. I gotta look up what hematite is. I don't even remember. She does make the best beds. They're huge. I had to make the room bigger to fit them all. And we're going to close off this room with a door. Room needs to be a little bigger before I can put down the last bed, unfortunately. We have to wait for the miners to finish. But what we can do... actually, no, we can't. Never mind. Hold that thought. Here's what we can do. We can make a still right next to our farm. And I'm going to make a stockpile for food in this room with what little empty space is currently available. Oh, excuse me for a sec. remind me to, like, bury my phone. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. So we set up a stockpile for food in here. So the dwarves will bring our food inside so we don't have to worry about animals fucking stealing it and shit. A still has finally been made, so Jackety... Oh, no, he can't do anything yet. Hang on. Moppet can make us some barrels first. That's what we... So with Moppet making some extra barrels, the room is finally big enough to set up the last bed, so we can make this into a proper bedroom. What we do is select one of the beds, designate this area as a bedroom, then we expand it to cover the entire size of the room. Now dwarfs will know that that is where they need to go to sleep. And they will be happy there, because it is a dedicated room just for sleeping and nothing else. We're going to change it into a barracks for now. I will explain why later. Just so the dwarves know that they are supposed to share that bedroom and that it does not belong to any one particular dwarf. Alright, Moppet is making her barrels. These guys look like they're done down here, so let's do some fun stuff. As a bedroom? I don't know, Jackety. Happy little room, yep. Eh. Uneven! Unacceptable. Okay. Need to kind of plan some things out here. I have a particular way I like to do things. No. Alright, we're going to start carving out our real fort now. The real fort begins here. I'm going to start with this big room on the right. This is going to take the miners a little bit of time. So we're just going to kind of set it and forget it for now. Have them start on that one too. Everyone they decide they want to do first. They're going to do the big room first, it looks like, because this square is flashing. They go. Alright, so while they do that, the barrels should be finished. I said the barrels should be finished. Oh, I know why. There we go. We're going to have Jackety. Hey, Billy. What if they dig too deep? You already know what happens. We're going to have Jackety and company. Who's our other farmer? They are going to make some booze. Booze is the most important thing to your dwarves. Like, seriously. Doesn't even matter. You could run out of food. Nobody's going to care as long as they have booze. They don't even need water. Just more booze. Like, it's the greatest. As long as there is booze, your dwarves will be happy. There he goes. He grabbed a mushroom. He put it there. He's going to grab a barrel now. Here he comes, grabbing the barrel. Here he is making booze. Right, Schmake is our other... Oh, Schmake is our expedition leader. Well, why don't we take a moment here, get to know our dwarves. So, we have Alpha. Alpha's a male. He's very satisfied with his work. He felt pleasure near a fine door. Moppet, he likes the door that you made. He was annoyed, however, after having to drink without using a goblet. Gonna have to work on that. He has a very long mustache, neatly combed, a very long beard, neatly combed. No hair. Okay, cool. Tara is a female. Also satisfied with work. Euphoric due to inebriation. Wait, did was it really? I didn't see that. I don't know where to look for it. Uh, that just like fucks up the screen. Hang on. I hate when I fucking mess with the text because that makes it really fucking hard to read, and then I can't fix it anymore. There we go. Where oh, isn't that towards the bottom here? Yep, romantically involved with Alpha. Yep. There is love. Alpha and Terra, the miners. Moppet is female. Very annoyed when caught in the rain. Romantically involved with Jackety. He is tall but has quite ill-defined muscles. Aw. Mom and Dad. Oh man. Let's see about Skippy. What do we got about Skippy? Skippy is male. Um Not romantically involved with anyone. Oh, so sad. Skippy likes goats for their eating habits. Okay. And he likes lions for their roars. Hmm. We'll have to get Skippy a pet lion. Oh, Skippy has poor creativity. Poor creativity, yet Skippy is our Mason. What a fucking role. Alright, what am I? I am a he. Ooh, I'm young. I'm only 54. Tall and very muscular. You know it, baby. My teeth are tangled. When possible, he prefers to consume narwhal. Tasty. He absolutely detests purring maggots. Ew. I have a shortage of patience, poor empathy, very bad intuition, and little linguistic ability. I just grunt. Alright, Jackety is dating Moppet, of course. It was meant to be. Jackety likes ducks for their quacks. Oh, what a wonderful world. Quackity lives on. Oh, whack. Whack. And Schmake. Euphoric due to inebriation, as is usually the case. Quack, quack, quack. Oh, Schmake likes geese for their formation flying. Very nice. Oh, Schmake has a natural ability with music. Alpha, you and Tara are dating. That's your bio. The color light brown. Of course. Now, sadly, while we were doing that, the game is paused. So these guys have not yet made much additional progress in digging this out. I like having them carve out these large areas at the start of the game, though, because it kind of helps them boost up their mining early on. Yes, Tara, you're female. Oh, we found some microcline gemstones here. Amethysts. I don't know what hematite does. We'll have to look that up. This is kind of a slow part, unfortunately. What we're doing now is basically opening up some space so we can all move inside. Like, literally pack up all of our shit and bring it in. No more getting stuck in the rain. Dwarves don't like rain. Dwarves don't like outside, period. It may fall into the sky, you know? They like having roofs over their heads. While we're doing this, maybe I can kind of... I like to at least design portions of the fort, even if I'm not going to use them yet. Yeah, exactly. Jackety knows what's up. Okay. So this will be the main crafting floor, eventually. All these parts that I've designated, but you see I haven't actually connected them to any part of the fort that's actually accessible. They're all kind of off limits, blocked by walls. This prevents dwarves from building or digging them yet. I want them to focus on the things that we need to get up and running first, namely our stone crafting hall, which is going to go over here, and our meeting hall, which is going to go down here, slash dining hall, whatever you want to call it. We'll work on this one next. This is going to be like wood crafting over here. And then gradually over time, we'll do this shit up here, which is going to be everything else. They're almost done. We can kind of get started on arranging something. What we're going to put up first is... they didn't dig this corner out yet. Never mind. We're going to put a mason shop up here. Now, with that in place, here comes our mason, Skippy, who is setting up the workshop. He's clearing shit out of the way. He's building it. You see, this is what I sometimes hate about the AI. They didn't completely finish digging out this room. They left this corner here, and then they moved on to a different room. That's why I try to only allow them to work on certain areas at a time. You know, they could go up here and start digging this out if I let them. We don't want that. That would take them forever. What we can do in the meantime is have Skippy make some actual proper doors. And some tables. Chairs. Yeah, I don't feel like digging or messing with that at the moment, but yes, that is a feature. At this point in the game, it's easier to just like only expose the areas I want them to dig out and just kind of leave everything else pending in the background. Tables. Yeah, we're gonna get some mugs, just not yet. Again, they can keep drinking out of barrels. They're dwarves. So Skippy here needs certain types of stone to actually make things out of. He can't use this blue stuff, the microcline, because that's shitty soft stone. It doesn't make for good construction. So he has to walk over and pick up these white stones, which are limestones, and drag them back to his little workshop here. Okay. should be pretty good. Also going to have miners make. Oh, good. They finally finished that corner. So we'll set up a craft dwarf workshop. And we'll start making stockpiles in here so everybody can bring their shit inside. So first off, some furniture, which we will put on this side, closer to the mason. Then finished goods, which we will put closer to the crafts dwarf. That'll be good for now. Don't need anything too crazy. We're going to delete the stockpile we had up here. And now all of our dwarves will start digging that stuff down. That in mind, we will... Oh, our craft dwarf is not yet working on this. This would be a good time to boot up Dwarf Therapist. Dwarf Therapist is a third-party tool that lets us look at all of our guys, kind of organize them by their skills or by whatever we want. No, that's not what I want. Profession, here we go. So it lets us see everybody, and it lets us see exactly what roles they are assigned and allowed to do. So, for example, I want to take our miners, and I want to disable all of the hauling roles for them. Miners are only going to focus on mining. They are not going to bother carrying stuff around or bringing shit inside. They're going to stick to their primary goal, digging. That's all I ever want a miner to do, is that. So I just unchecked all of those boxes, and then I saved the changes. Everyone else we can kind of leave. We don't necessarily need them. But what this program does do, it shows what their current skill is at every particular... at every particular task. So the miners are already level 7 in mining each. They're up there. They're doing good work. No. Let's let them do their shit. Okay, so... Where's our craft dwarf? Oh, there he is. Alright, good. The workshop is set up. Did they carve up this thing yet? Nope, they're digging that out now. Good. About bloody time. Okay, he's still building those. One thing we can do is set up the doors down here. If you don't have doors, it's kind of sloppy to actually designate a room for a particular purpose. Doors can also be locked to keep out unwanted guests, so... Down here, now that we finally have some tables and shit to work with... Oh no, apparently not. Still making the tables. There's a table. Down here, we can put a table, a chair, and eventually more tables and chairs as we get them. He's still working on them up there. But with at least a table set up in this room, we can turn it into a dining room. And then, by pressing the H key, we could change that dining room into a meeting hall. Now, everybody is going to hang out in here when they're not doing anything else, rather than hanging out by the wagon outside. Meeting hall, you want to keep nice if you can. The nicer the meeting hall, the happier your dwarves. It's where they drink, it's where they eat, it's where they fight, it's where they do everything. They finished carving out this room up here. I'm going to build a trade depot in here. That duck is really confused. Don't mind him. Chicken is confused too. I think they're looking for places to lay eggs, but we don't have any nests. Okay. We're behind schedule here. Let's get going. We're going to set our miners to carve out this other big room over here, which we're going to use as our woodworking area. Meantime, our craft dwarf will start making rock crafts. A bunch of them. Fuck ton of them. I'm going to make those 10, and then I'm going to have him make 10 more. Crafts are your breadwinner. They're just stupid little objects made out of stone that you can then sell to traders and caravans and such. Let's have Moppet make a couple of bins to store them in, since we're not done with the woodcrafting area just yet. All right. Favorite part now, we're going to dig out a little side room over here, which will be... Wait. Fuck that, we need a door there. Just make that open. This is going to be our kitchen area now, and food storage. Going to keep it right next to the meeting hall so people can just kind of like go right out and grab food and come right back in, rather than going all the way upstairs to the farms. Speaking of which, I'm going to expand the farms pretty soon, too. Now, the dwarves will keep working, basically, until they get tired, and then they'll go sleep. Or they'll work until they get thirsty, then they'll go drink, or until they get bored, then they'll take a break. You can't really control what they do. So if a dwarf just doesn't feel like digging anymore, he's going to stop digging. So we don't know how long these guys are going to keep working before they decide to take a break. Hopefully they'll finish this room first, so we can start advancing our fort a little bit. So over here, he's using this workshop to continue making crafts, which he is then storing in these bins over here. If we get any visitors, any traders, we'll be able to sell them in exchange for other goods. Oh, you see, the dwarves went to take a break now. They got tired, so they did not finish this room, unfortunately. How dare they! Oh, but he's back already. Alpha's a real workaholic. Tara, on the other hand, decided to start digging out the kitchen. So be it. Our trade depot is done. It can be accessed by wagon, which is good. Second here. Let's assign some roles here. Looks like I'm the appraiser, so I'm going to be our fort's broker. And as we established before, Moppet is a diagnostician. So she's going to become the chief medical dwarf. At least until Dr. Sal's comes around to take her job again. Good times. Doc Mop, you know it. Yeah, Billy, I will make everybody a dwarf as we get more migrants to arrive. Diggy, diggy, dig. See, didn't even finish this room, and they went on to do this one. Fucking dwarfs, man. The rest of the tables and chairs are done, so we're going to set them up. We're going to do a little 4-tile square table. Each table gets one chair. A table can only be used by one dwarf at a time anyway, so there's no sense in putting multiple chairs next to the same table. The way I have it set up is one chair to a table. we have a we have a fancy clock now that rings on the hour, and dogs don't know what to make of it. Every time the bell rings, they go crazy and start barking at it. So it just stopped to save because the season changed. It is now winter. Shut up. Bork. Uh-oh. Oh, they're not going to stop. I think somebody's home. Give me 1 second here. We're going to let it keep saving. You know, it's actually been an hour, so let's actually turn this into a proper break. I will be right back. Alrighty, sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Let's see how our dwarfs are doing. They have finished what is going to be the pantry / kitchen. Let's make a proper food storage pile in here. In here, we are going to set up not one, but 2 stills for double the booze production. We will eventually add in other goodies like a proper kitchen, a butcher shop, but for now, that's all we really need. Have our mason make a couple more doors here. Because what we're going to do is open this up so the dwarves can go directly out on the side here rather than having to go out through these doors and go around to get food. Meanwhile, our wood carving hall is done. Make 2 carpenter's workshops. Even though we only have 1 carpenter, it'll come in handy one day, I promise. And a big old fuck off pile of wood in here. Along with, I'm thinking, another furniture pile on this side. Just so we have it. We don't really need it, but just in case. Anything that minimizes the amount of terrain your dwarves have to walk to get to something they need, the better. We're going to delete the still that we have up here, as well as remove the stockpile. All of our food is going to be stored. I said remove the stockpile, please. All of our food is going to be stored down below now. Far away from, I don't know, shit. Far away from bad shit that wants to steal it. Like otters, apparently. Apparently we got otters around. Who knew? Okay. Oh, wait a second, that's not a... That's a Leatherworks. I don't want a Leatherworks. I wanted... There we go. Moppet is going to make a few more bins for us and a bunch more barrels. You probably will, Alpha. Miners always reach legendary status first. So when in doubt, always make booze. Reason being, every time you turn a plant into a jug of booze of some kind, you get seeds out of the deal. And those seeds can be used to plant more plants, which can then be used to make more booze. There is no such thing as too much booze. You see he's already out of barrels. That's why that little error message showed up at the bottom. No big deal. Moppet is already making more. We're going to have our craft dwarf make a bunch more crafts, because sooner or later the first trading caravan is going to show up. Seal that off with doors. Yes, a higher brewer skill has a better chance of giving you seeds whenever they make booze. Likewise, it also gives better quality booze, which makes dwarves happier to drink it. I just realized that all of the animals that we brought with us are starving because they haven't been able to graze. So what we're going to do is hastily throw together a pen out here. Select this big area, which we turn into a pen. We assign to it the various animals that need to graze, which include the yaks, and I think the rabbits. Everything else just kind of feeds itself. Birds you don't have to worry about, dogs you don't have to worry about. Should be fine. Letting the 2 yaks outside, though, will be good. Maybe we can milk one of them later. If nothing else, we could just, butcher them. Tasty food. Let me see, there he goes. He's hungry. They're both hungry. They're going to go out to their pasture. A little brown arrow pointing down indicates hunger. The arrow is gray. It indicates fatigue, sleepiness. And if it is blue, it indicates thirst. Thirst for booze, of course. Not filthy, filthy water. Water is for bathing. And dwarves don't even do that much. Alright, we have barrels now, so our brewers can actually get to work on making more booze. Which it looks like one of them is already happily doing. Who is that? That is Schmake. Good work, Schmake. You keep our thirst at bay. Alright, what should we do next? We've got the basics out of the way now. We have food. But we could totally have more food. Let's expand the farm. Diggy, diggy, dig. Another plot. Right next to the existing one. We're going to do something a little more fun with this one here. And I think what will also be good right about now I need that much space. That's more like it. We're going to have them carve out this massive area, which we're going to use as a very basic, rudimentary kind of storage zone. I mentioned before that miners get their skills very quickly, so this is going to really, really help with that. Speaking of which, let's see how they're doing. Every time you check on Dwarf Therapist, you want to press the Read Dwarfs button to get the most up-to-date information. Look at that. Terra is a level 9, Alpha is a level 8 in mining. They are well on their way. I think the cap is like 20 or something. Something ludicrous. Our plot is done. So in winter, the only food item that can be grown underground are plump helmets. In spring, we're going to do sweet pods, which are used to make dwarven rum. Summer, we're going to do pigtails, which make dwarven ale. Autumn, we're going to do cave wheat for dwarven beer. Winter, of course, is going to stay as plump helmets for dwarven wine. All of those things, for the most part, except the pigtails, are edible as well. Having a variety in a diet makes dwarfs very happy. So you see, this miner up here is digging a lot quicker. It's alpha because he's going through dirt and silt, whereas Terra down here is actually digging through stone. So he's going to go a lot slower since it's a lot harder for him to dig through that. Alpha's really flying over there. Alrighty. I'm going to put a little staircase over here. Once our dwarves finish upstairs, they can work on that. Oh, and hey, let's have him make more crafts. And our mason, on the other hand... Never mind. Not going to do anything with our mason just yet. More booze. We'll make another door into here as well. Alright, the carpentry workshop outside has finally been disassembled. This area is still coming along, so this is going to be a bit. What can we do in the meantime? In the meantime... Wooden weapons and shit are trash. I don't even bother with them. I don't really need them either, is the other thing. There's a lot of, like, random little crap that you can make. Just not worth it. Make a fuck ton more barrels. Always need barrels. Alright, so he's still making crafts. Feel like we might as well... Ooh. We are, per that error message that popped up out of this, at the bottom of the screen, we are currently out of plump helmet seeds. Which probably means we have a lot of shit. Yeah. Plenty of plump helmets to work off of. Just to be on the safe side, what is that? A giant hamster is outside our fort. Welp. Hopefully giant hamsters don't eat dwarfs. I'm going to remove these ramps that are outside. They're just kind of in the way. Be friends with it? Yeah, we would need an animal trainer, which I currently do not have. It depend on, Ooh, this is getting pretty close to done. It depend on migrants for specific roles like that. My starter dwarfs are only ever the most basic selection. Go, my little dwarfs, go. Now, for the most part, you could theoretically just go AFK while doing shit like this. I don't recommend it. The game does auto-pause when something really bad happens, but there's all these little minor bad things that could happen that the game will not auto-pause for. Kind of want to be there if the game is left unpaused. So I just try to make a habit out of always being around. Got a lot of malachite. That's pretty cool. Gems are an excellent source of money. Well, I say money. Value for trade, really, is what they're good for. Currency is not really a thing in this game until the late stages. You kind of don't bother with it for now. As it stands, things have worth, they have value. The more valuable something is, the more other things you can trade it for. Keep making booze. These guys are out of seeds, so if we have them make a whole bunch of booze, they'll have more seeds to plant, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, good. You can specifically assign what type of plants your dwarves brew with, what they cook with. You probably don't want them to cook with your plump helmets, especially at the start of the game. So I always turn cooking off for that. I only want them to brew. If we run out of plump helmets, we really don't have anything else that we can brew with at this point, so kind of a bad idea. You know what I didn't do? Regarding Dwarf Therapist, our miners are at level 11. Look at them go. I don't think have anybody who gathers plants. Yep, no. That was supposed to be a skill I gave to Jackety and Schmake, but I never actually did, so I'm going to give that to them now. They're both bad at it, but it's better than nobody having it. And what I'm going to do is designate some plant gathering outside. Hopefully there'll be some edibles / brewables out there. And you know what else I'm going to do that I forgot? I am going to set up a trash pile somewhere out here, like off to the side where nobody's really going to go. That way, if we end up with any trash or garbage, they'll throw it out there and it won't hang around stinking up the place. What is that? Something chased our one of our yaks out of the pasture. Whatever these flying things are, we gotta see what they are. Giant flying squirrels. This is the weirdest place in the world. We have packs of giant flying squirrels that are terrifying our yaks. Look at them go. That's amazing. Drink more booze. How's this? This is almost done. Okay, so what I'll do in here is we're going to start... Yeah, I guess so. Giant hamsters, giant flying squirrels. Weird, man. Alright, we're going to start with the essentials in here. We're going to have a nice big wood stockpile right near the stairs. Gems. Don't need a big one for gems, because gems don't take up a lot of space. Must be Dwarf Fortress, right, Jackety? We're going to have a cloth stockpile over here, because we don't have one of these yet, and there's plenty of cloth in the wagon that I'd like to put away. Finished goods space. More furniture space. If you have OCD about, arranging things and shit, you should probably look away right now, because this is going to be a clusterfuck, this room. We do have at least one axe that we aren't using, so I'm going to put a weapon stockpile down here. An armor stockpile right next to it. Gradually, as we get all of this shit, it'll be good to have this space. I'm going to put a leather stockpile. Wanted to put it next to the cloth one, but I'll have to put it over here, I guess. Oh, animal. Yeah, we need an animal stockpile for when we eventually start trapping. It's going to need to be bigger than that. They need to dig that space out first. What else? You have to make sure you don't have caps lock on in this game, because for all accounts and purposes, a capital letter does not do the same thing as a lowercase in this game. Bar and blocks. We'll put those over here. Ammo. When we eventually get hunters. Coin for when we eventually start minting coins. Just kidding. That'll never happen. I don't know what sheets are. I guess that's paper. Is like a new paper crafting skill of some kind, so that must be that. Guess we'll have a backup food stockpile here too. Just in case. So now everything is going to start getting all neat and arranged. We have a designated spot for every type of item. Oh, the yaks are being terrified by the squirrels again. So now that we have proper storage space for all this shit, we can disassemble the wagon finally and get that out of the way. Turn that into scrap wood, basically. So the random plants that Jackety and Shemake have been gathering may include food items, which we can use to make other types of booze, which will make our dwarves very happy. How are we doing on that, by the way? Still brewing.
Hello.
Oh. Epic Man, thank you for the follow. Let's see here. Urus praise you, my friend. You are more than welcome here. Alrighty. May our fortunes rise and fall together. What do I have here? Ars arrow bamboo. We're growing bamboo in here, apparently. I don't know how that happened. But anyway. There go the squirrels. Here they come to attack our yaks again. No big deal. Oh, they finally started digging down a bit. So we can continue to move the fort in a downward location. We shall have fun. Hopefully. This is not going to be any kind of expert fort here. This is Dwarf Fortress for Idiots. So forgive the sloppy appearance of my fort. I only intend to just make it good enough to fail. It's going to be great. Now, I don't know what changed with this game, but I constantly end up not getting migrants within the first year. Yeah, I have a feeling a large portion of the player base has forts that end up looking kind of like mine. But then there's some people who are really, really seriously into it who make some beautiful looking forts. Any mods? No, not really. For the purpose of this, we're going super vanilla, aside from the texture pack and Dwarf Therapist running in the background. I'm not even playing any music or anything like that, because I want people watching to be able to listen to their own music. Before you had 100 dwarves. I plan on this fort collapsing long before 100 dwarves, personally. I usually end up in like the 50s or 60s is my average population before a fort collapses. As cool as it would be to make a really ridiculous fort, I'm kind of okay with just letting everything go to shit pretty early on. I've gotten some of those forts in the past where it's like, oh hey, look, I have like adamantine everything, and nothing can touch me. Therefore, nothing does touch me, and everything is really boring. So I usually try to go for a glorious failure before that. Oh my god. That's worth its weight in gold. I'm sure your legendary fighter helped out somehow. Oh. Our poor yak got scared off again. We have giant flying squirrels, and there's somewhere around here is a giant hamster. And I think I saw like a giant otter earlier as well. Is that a bunch of dead fish? Rotten carp corpse. What the hell? Who killed all the fish? A bigger fish. Sounds about right. These poor yaks don't know what the fuck to do. There, Moppet helped them. Bring him back home. Fucking squirrels, I need me some hunters. Sort of, yeah. What I will do, what I usually do anyways, I have no idea if it's the best way of doing things. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. That's why I have autosave on. What I will do, the depot is only going to stay here temporarily, at least until I set up a proper, like, trap system. Then I'm going to move the depot probably over here and give it its own entrance. This will probably become kennels of some kind. I will expand the farms enough to give it like a third plot. This will expand out properly and become basically a barracks for melee soldiers of some kind. I like to keep them close to the surface, though I think sometime I'm gonna experiment with putting them down lower. Oh, speaking of spring, here we go. Seasons are changing. The game's auto-saving. They weren't beneficial for me, man. When they were happening to me, man, I lost hours of progress. Again, not as much of a problem now that we have autosave active every season. Yeah, the this meeting hall is going to become it's going to become a tavern at some point. I'm going to like put some rooms on it and shit. Um then I will make a proper full-size meeting hall further down for a larger portion of dwarves when they start arriving. For now, I'm not going to worry too much. Library, I don't know too much about that. It's actually been years that since I've played this game, so the library features are kind of foreign to me. How we doing? Hmm. We don't need anything else lower down yet. This is where things get a little stagnant, unfortunately. I don't know, trade caravans just don't end up showing up for whatever reason in my world until year 2. I don't know if that's part of the game nowadays. Didn't used to be when I had originally played. Because of that, the migrants don't usually start showing up until around this time. Oh, Jackety is now officially a planter. Congrats, Jackety. You got promoted. Fashion dwarfs. Ah, excuse me. Clusterfuck. You know it. Make more booze. I have yet to lose a dwarf to a tree. We'll have to see about that. Perfect. We're going to start working on some crew quarters here. Give our dwarves a proper home. That means we need Moppet to make more beds. Need our Mason to make more doors. Get to work! A proper home, Jackety. Everybody's gonna get their own rooms. Look at all these gems. Wish I had a gem cutter. Only sometimes. The rest of the times, it's just Glorious Failure Simulator. Schmake has once again been voted as the expedition leader. Not that I've ever seen that change. Actually, wait. I want that to be this room. Well, clearly he's just doing such a good job at it that we didn't need to vote. That's all that means. You know, I know this game has mouse support now, but I just can't get over doing this with the keyboard. I don't even know if you could hear the clacketing. Oh, stay there. I didn't say you guys were getting nice quarters, alright? You were just all getting rooms, that's it. They're gonna look something like this. Yep, that's good. That's a good amount of rooms. For now. Aha! The elves! Oh, goody. Fucking hate elves. Alright, get me arse over there. Where's my crafts? The thing is with the elves, unless they bring, like, an animal you're really dying to have, or unless they bring some kind of rare trained animal that's good at defending your fort, I feel like trading with them is just a complete fucking waste. Uh... Alright. So the elves have arrived. They're displaying their garbage. My guy is already there. So I think all of our shit is there too, so we can begin trading. Alright, so here's the deal with elves. They're assholes. They only are interested in stonecraft. If you give them anything made of wood, they will get really fucking angry at you. Hi, Thea. So, I'm pretty sure everything that I have here is made of stone, except for, you know, these handful of things that aren't. We're not trading those anyway. So we're going to be a little generous and give them a bunch of shit, just so the world knows that we are a profitable fort. I'm even going to trade them a figurine of myself. Just because. Let's see what they have to give us, though. They have a black bear. They have some foods. That's about it. I'll take these peaches and plums so my dwarves have tasty things to eat and make booze out of. The elves themselves have any booze? Buckets. Yeah, I don't even know what books really do at this point, so I'm kind of in the same boat there with you. You know what, we'll take the bear. What the hell? Maybe he can chase off the squirrels or some shit. I don't know. Alright, you want to make sure that the traders make a decent profit when they come to you, so you want to give them a decent amount more than everything you're trading is worth. You never want to trade them the actual bin that you're storing everything in itself. Oh, so the dwarves actually go to the library and just like read books and shit like that, huh? Huh. I'm gonna have to look into that. Discussing probing. Alright. I think... Alright, so I'm giving them double of what everything is worth. I think that should be good. Yep, they're happy with that. We're on our way. Scribes copy books. Those plagiarists. I'm kidding. Alright, how are our quarters going? Good, good, good. We're about ready to start with these, I think. The bear comes with a cage. Anytime the elves trade you an animal, it's going to be a tame one. So you don't have to worry about that animal, like, killing you. Good. You can go. Back to work. Fucking listen. They're dwarfs. They don't need to be comfortable. They just need to sleep. There are more important things in the world than comfort, my friend. Sorry about that. Okay. I feel like we should put... Listen, only the important nobles are going to get nice rooms, alright? You are still digging, Alpha. Ooh, now we got new stone. Make things out of. Make nice yellow-looking doors. Look at these super comfortable rooms. No, Jackety, you are not important at all. Sorry, my friend. Alright, let's see. Oh my fucking god, this phone. I hate getting phone calls because they're never actually for me. It was a wrong number or some shit. People actually looking to speak to me know not to call me. So now we make these little 2x2 rooms into proper bedrooms, which our dwarfs can sleep in. We are not going to make the big rooms into bedrooms yet, because we don't have anybody we want to claim them at the moment. I'm going to keep those available. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. We will make one of these rooms for Chief Medical Dwarf Moppet. There you go, Moppet. Congrats, you got your own room. Of course, we don't even have a hospital yet, so kind of futile. Put some doors. Congrats. Oh, you didn't make enough beds, Moppet. God damn it. Get back to work. Means we need more doors, too. Never hurts to have people make more things than are necessary. Every time they make something, they have a chance of getting better at making things. Oh, sorry about that, Epic Man. Thank you, Jackety. What? What is going on? I apologize. My mod tools basically have not been touched in, like, I don't know, a year at this point. It's been a very long time since I've streamed, so the bot could be, like, kind of broken. We'll just work around it for now. I'll fix it some other time. Assuming I ever actually really get back into this. Hang on. There we go. That looks better. Artist McStallen. Well, fella. Alright, the elves are going to be leaving soon. Good. We don't want them here. Oh, we got to set up our bear. To do that, we need some cages. The means of production. Let's have this guy make us some nest boxes. Because we got lots of birds waiting to lay eggs. And no place to lay them. What else we need? Some more bins, apparently. Always need more bins. Bins allow you to consolidate your inventory, so like all these gems here, which are just kind of haphazardly scattered, can be condensed into a single bin, so they only take up one tile instead of taking up all these tiles. Alright. Now we are going to... more beds. Damn it, make doors faster. Our last fort, as it died, my engraver engraved the tale of the fort on the meeting hall's walls. It was pretty glorious. It mostly involved Moppet getting replaced as a chief medical dwarf by someone who was far better than her. It was very sad. Alrighty. Ah, yes, the bear. We're just gonna stick this here. Ours is called... Wait, what is ours called again? It was something funny. God damn it. Oh, find ink. That's what it's called. So if I find ink, do I win? Like, is that the victory condition? Alright, we have ourselves some nest boxes now. Let's set those up. Give them gosh darn birds someplace to lay their eggs. I keep doing that. There we go. Let's let the bear loose. Now we have a bear wandering around the fort. No big deal. He's a good bear. He's apparently very confused. He doesn't know what to do. Silly old bear. Oh. Make some booze from fruit, shall we? But we still haven't gotten any migrants yet, and this is making me very sad. Fucking squirrels, man. Oh, I guess we ran out of fruit. That was quick. Alrighty. With nothing else for them to dig at the moment, let's have our guys smooth out the meeting hall, make it look nicer. Get them started on this shit early so they build up the skill. They can do it quicker later on when we actually are having them smooth out the entire fort. Alrighty. Out of plump helmet spawn already, huh? Probably because we have so many plump helmets. Absolutely no seeds. So by having them smooth it out, they're going to make it look nicer, making our dwarves happier. Happy dwarves is a good thing, mate. Have Moppet make more barrels, because apparently we need them. Big deal. I don't want to have them start engraving yet, of course. They don't really have very good skill in engraving, so they'll just stick to smoothing things out, and once they get higher up, I'll actually start them on the engraving process. Everything? Yes. Bedrooms. Pork. Pork, pork. Alright, cool. I'll go check on those hounds really quick. Give me a second. Alright. Resume! They're actually smoothing it out quicker than I thought they would. That's pretty good. Let's have this guy start to make some mugs, finally. Be nice to have some mugs. That way our dwarves don't have to drink out of barrels anymore. You know, this is funny. This is the first time that I have streamed since upgrading my computer. And, the first thing I fucking stream is Dwarf Fortress. Like, I should be able to stream anything I've ever done before at, like, 60 frames per second, 1080p, no problem. Playing fucking Dwarf Fort. Where are you, little migrants? Apparently I'm making masterwork mugs, so that's good at least. All these mugs that you guys will be drinking out will be top quality. What do I do? Put in some additional doors here. I enjoy it too. There we go. We're gonna expand out the pantry kitchen area. Not to mention make some additional doors to allow for quicker passage. Of course, they're still smoothing, so that's going to be a little bit. Are there, like, new conditions that have to be met before migrants start showing up? I really feel like they should have been here by now. Or do I just have to wait for the caravan to come by? Plenty of barrels. Make more booze. Put you on repeat. You know what I can do? Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. I'll make an additional staircase going up to the storage area. Somewhere over here. Yeah, see, I've never done that. I've always given them just, work quarters. Nice, he's finally digging. I don't give them cabinets and chests, that's why. See, why didn't he make that 3 stairs like I asked him to? My dwarves have very few material possessions, my friend. There we go. Ooh, blue jade. Aren't we fancy? Cool. Make a bigger food stockpile. There we go. Once they're done smoothing out that meeting hall, I'm going to have them finish digging this shit out up here. All right. Where are you, migrants? Where are you? Please to come home. To a new home. It is now summer. Summertime. Saving, saving. Oh, we're back. Yep. Okay, summertime. What do you have in store for me? New crops on rotation. Oh, they are done smoothing out the meeting hall finally. That's great. They are digging up the shortcut to the storage area as we speak. It is done. You can get around a lot easier. Meanwhile, have me make more crafts. Oy. Eh, I don't mess around with that. Alrighty, we get started on this shit now. Nice. Alright, get to digging, lads. I don't have to make them legendary, they'll just get there by doing this. E. All that brewing and no additional plump helmet spawns? I think you're all lying to me. Alrighty. Hey, what happened to that bear? Does a bear need to be in a pen, or does a bear feed itself? A human caravan, oh boy. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Where are my crafts? What the hell? Hold that thought. Oi! Okay. There they are. Now we can trade. Bring all their shit. Okay, good. Do some trading. It could very well happen, Alpha. Alright, do you weirdos even have anything I want to buy, first off? Because you're humans and you guys have weird shit. Instruments. We can get ourselves a donkey and a ewe. Oh, rye beer. I'll take some of that. Oh, what happened there? How did that happen? I hit Shift Enter. Okay. Try this again. I always get booze whenever possible because even if it's not dwarven-made booze, it's still booze, and your dwarves get happy. Alright. Potato wine, Don't need any cloth or any of that shit right now. I really don't need any of this stuff yet until I get more dwarves I can actually do things with them. Get some food. Alrighty. No, I want the mugs. Don't trade the mugs. But, okay, yeah, now we're talking here. The cuttlefish. Blackberries. Oh, cheese. We're definitely getting cheese. All kinds of cheese. Horse cheese. Pig cheese. Cheese. Oh, we gotta give him more stuff. Yes, Deathmaster. It's exactly what it is. They can have it. Trade with me! Haha! Good. At the very least, my dwarfs have fun things to eat now. And drink. Things that they don't normally have. Things that they are not used to having in their diets. Things that will probably make them sick. No, just kidding. With that in mind, let's make more barrels. I could just set these tasks to repeat, but which is what I did with the drinks. But, I don't know. We don't have to. They're almost done digging out all that shit. We'll let them make the more barrels first, and then we'll set them to repeat on drinks. Speaking of which... anything that can be brewed, I usually want to make sure they don't cook with it. Any booze I don't want them cooking with either. And if you're wondering, yes, I do have the most annoying dogs in the world. Which is so cute. I'll be right back. Bork, bork, bork indeed. There's people shoveling. They're like, oh, hi, we want to be friends. Be friends with us. They treat the arrival of every new person like they haven't seen a human being in fucking years. So they freak out whenever they see people. Them miners are digging really, really fast now. Look at them go. I told you they'd get there. Alrighty. Alright. How are we doing here? Shoveling? No. Digging. Mining. Like with pickaxes and such. Witness. Oh yeah, yeah. Because of snow. Like a fuck ton of snow. I am snowed in today, as it were. Yep, I agree, Death. I'd love it to be 60 degrees right about now. I cannot wait for summer. Fucking done with winter. Haven't you guys left yet? Get out of here. Fucking humans. Stupid humans. That bear is awfully confused. Like walking around like, why am I surrounded by chickens? Alright, so, what should we do? What should we put and where? Put things like a metalsmith's forge. Wood furnace we're going to put down here. Put trying to like come up with a idea. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what 30 degrees is in Celsius. All right, let me see. What else? We will put our jeweler's workshop over here. That's one thing we can do. Put lawyer's workshop. Actually, let's put him over here. So he's right near the wood. That's what he's going to work off of primarily. At least until we get some good shit later on. On this side, we're going to put... I live in New York. It might as well be. No, not negative 30. Like... Oh, him. Oh, jeez. Jesus Christ. Old. Oh. Inner sand works. Shop on up here. Oh, this is entirely unorganized. Whatever, who cares? We're just rolling with it. I'm over it. I'm over it. Okay. I need a fishery for when we eventually get fishers. We're good. Yeah. Kitchen, of course. All right, good. That's a start. And we don't actually have the dwarves to take advantage of most of these workbenches that I just set up. I just kind of want to have them ahead of time. Plus, I feel like, I don't know, it could just be me, but I feel like having the benches set up ahead of time gives you a greater chance of getting that particular type of dwarf. I don't know. It's probably just shitty RNG, and I can't affect it in any way, but I can dream, alright? Oh. There's that giant hamster. Fucking hamster the size of a dwarf. Whoosh. Dig. Oh my goodness. Migrants, come forth! There we go. Make more booze. There they go again. Alrighty, sorry about that. Freaking. That's unfortunately a pretty regular thing whenever I have a chance to stream. There they go. Goodbye, humans. What we need are some more mugs. Alright. It's after 3. I have officially switched to beer. We're all proper dwarf now. Oh, and look at that! One of our dwarfs, one of our miners, just hit legendary status. Who is it? It's Terra. We have a winner. Our first ever legendary dwarf. The legendary miner. Way to go, Terra. Good work. You're a hero. Alpha's right behind him. You're a legendary dwarf, Terra. You are. You are the finest miner in all the land. Death to dwarf. You can certainly be a dwarf, Death, as soon as more dwarves arrive to our fort, where we have a shortage at the moment. I don't really want to expand the fort anymore at this point because there's not much I could do with it. Big meeting hall this way. Big sleeping quarters up here. Yeah, if you thought the 2x2 rooms were shitty, wait until you see what I do for the rest of my dwarves. Yeah, the elves don't actually use wagons, do they? They couldn't figure out how to grow a wagon, I suppose. They can only grow barrels. Wow. Look at that. Tiny little pond here full of salmon. Too bad I got no fisher dwarfs. Elves use kosher wood. Yes, they do. They sure do. Well, they're not doing anything else right now, so I'm going to have our mason make another table set. We don't really need it, but we might as well decorate the meeting hall a little bit more. And like I said, eventually we are going to convert it into a tavern and make a full-scale meeting hall downstairs. We got ourselves some migrants. Check it out. Where'd they go? Oh, they're there. Or that one's a kid. He doesn't count. An unfortunately very small amount of migrants. But it's better than nothing. Let's see what we got, folks. I usually give them a minute to get on location here. Then we rescan with a dwarf therapist. Got a kid. We have a fisherman. Okay. We have a gem cutter. Have a siege engineer. That's completely useless to me. We make him into like a regular mechanic as well. That'd be great. And we have a soap maker. He's really good at making soap. Like really, really good. He's an 11 in soap making. That's stupid. Oh my goodness. Well, we got ourselves a gem cutter at least, so he can start making shit out of gems. Oh, a masterpiece table. Way to go, Skippy. Killing it. I wouldn't put it past them to not invent the wheel, for the record. They probably think they're above such crafts. Jerks. Alright, so now we can start cutting gems. Let's have him do that. Give him a small little pile for gems over here. Make it easier for him to get around. Elves don't need wheels where they're going. Let's see if we got any candidates for nobles. Nope. Nope. And I don't care about militia yet. Yet. Kosher Fulton. So now that we have a mechanic, I'm going to have him make some mechanisms here. We can actually begin working on base defenses. The Phantom Beard. Imagine a Phantom Beard, that would suck. So here's what we're going to make. Got to do it over here. Come on. Okay. We need Moppet to make more cages. Here we go. Go. I'm going to set up an outer depot in here now. With some proper doors and such. Hope I have some spare doors. I do. Hooray! Some cage traps up here. With these cage traps in place, wagons would no longer be able to pass through here and get to the depot. So that's why I've relocated the depot over here. And we'll just make a bunch of traps over in this little corridor, just to keep things safe. Not done making the mechanisms we need yet. just as well, because we're going to need a couple more. I should, but I prefer not to make a manager until I get one that actually has the skills for it. We'll get there. You know what I'm going to put in here now? Some kennels. Where we can train good dogs. More or less epic. How's our gem cutting going? Very well, I see. What we're going to start doing? Let's put our mason to work here. Yep. I've always done it that way. I think it used to be a thing where, I don't know if it's still the case, but it definitely was at some point that you could really only have one chair per table and have it actually be usable. There's only one dwarf could really use that table at a time anyway, so... Glad I could help, Jackety. That's what this was all for, you know. Teaching people how to dwarf. At least the basics. Alright. How are we doing here? I'm probably going to go for another 15 minutes. It's been about 3 hours, which I think is more than enough Dwarf Fortress for one day. Granted, I could, like, totally binge on this for 10 hours straight, but I don't want to past that point. So we'll wrap this up at the 3-hour mark. See what else we can get done before that. I mean, I only learned from, like, this really old tutorial that worked off of this old version. That helped me learn the basics, at least. Then I had to learn everything else myself. Check this out. This screen shows you what is accessible by wagon and what is not. With all of this, basically, I want to see W's allowing wagons to get to my depot. As long as there's at least one line that shows that that's available, we're good. This is currently still accessible where the old one was. That is not going to be the case once the traps finish getting installed. We'll give that a few minutes. I have a special place for animals, but I only put the ones that actually need to graze in there. I don't care about the ones who are just hanging out. And like I said, before long, we're going to be, first off, increasing the size of this room, and then second off, making a much, much larger meeting hall with, like, banquet tables and crazy shit like that once the population gets big enough to justify it. For now, I'm not losing sleep about it. How are we on booze? Where are drinks? I must have scrolled past them. There they are. So we have maybe around 600 drinks, which is a lot. Yeah, I know. Dard, I know how to play. I'm really not looking for advice. Thank you. So until I can actually set up a bookkeeper to keep track of all of our stocks, it's always going to be a rough estimation. Like I said, though, I'll make nobles in that particular job once we get somebody who has skills with that. That's all right, Dard. No problem. Yeah, it's been a few years since I've played as well. Autumn has come. That means we're finally going to be growing up some fucking delicious cave wheat. Make some delicious Dwarf beer. Hmm. Please no siege. I agree. Ah, not a siege, but a thief. Where is he? Where is he? He's got to be somewhere around here, because somebody saw him. Oh, there he is. Close enough, indeed. There he is. A little kobold thief. Now, he's been caught, so he's probably going to run now. So, I think we're okay. Point is, we're getting the cage traps set up, so before long we can have ourselves a kobold collection. But yeah, thieves and snatchers are two things you always want to look out for. The game won't alert you to their presence unless a dwarf or an animal actually sees them. Thieves will try to sneak into your stockpiles and steal, valuable goodies. Snatchers are even worse. They attempt to steal children. They're usually goblins. Apparently, according to Dwarf Fortress lore, goblins come from dwarves that have been taken away as children, and they get mutated into goblins. That's how they reproduce. Spooky. So this is why Dard was suggesting tying up a dog of some kind over here, because dogs make good watchdogs for such things. Which I will consider at some point. I kind of want to get an animal trainer up so we can get some war dogs going. But since this kobold thief was caught, looks like he is running away. What do I think about speed hack? I am not familiar with the speed hack. Doop 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 doop. Boop. How's our gem cutter doing? He's almost done cutting all the gems that we currently have, which is nice. You can actually have him engrave the stone crafts that my character's been making with gems, making them a lot more valuable. Speaking of which, let's have him make more crafts. At some point, somebody set up the wood furnace. And the smelter. I gotta look at Dwarf Therapist. We have an interesting dwarf out here somewhere. Oh, the gem cutter can also spin and shear. That's cool. Hmm. Hmm. Wow, I'm a level 10 stonecrafter already. I'm getting close to being legendary myself. We don't have a butcher yet, or I'd make that soap maker start making soap. I really don't like to dedicate any dwarf to performing a task unless he's actually skilled in it in some capacity. Oh, we're low on cages. Mop it, make more cages. Da-da-da. Gotta remember that I'm on monitor. Allergies are killing me today. Give me a second here. You are very good at digging alpha, but you did not reach legendary status yet. Unfortunately, Terra made it there first. You're probably right behind him, though, since the two of you have done pretty much the same amount of digging this whole time. So the next big digging project we have, you're probably going to hit legendary status. There's Terra. He's blinking blue. There's you. You're not blinking blue yet. Speaking of which, let's, have y'all dig something. See how much faster you two are? Oh, there you go. You just hit legendary status. Congrats. The outpost liaison has finally arrived. Hooray! Where the hell is my fort? 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 There you are. Yeah, I told you, you were like right behind him. Alright, we'll bring out the gems. Bring out the crafts. Now the gem cutter gets all upset because everybody grabbed his gems and ran off with them. Oh well. Alright, so first off, we talk to the outpost liaison. He tells us about what's going on elsewhere in the dwarf world. Oh, Bant. Oh, I know how you feel. So, as we can see, the world is the same as ever. Nothing interesting is apparently happening. So we can just continue with this conversation. Now he asks us what we would like. So we can actually tell the dwarven merchants what they should bring us the next time they come. Now, what I usually do early on is I ask for seeds for different food types so we can get a really good drink industry going. Then we go down to the pets category. Always want more dogs. Wouldn't mind some cats to catch some of the vermin that are creeping around in our fort. Then we want some more utility animals like cows and maybe bulls so we could breed them. Pigs for sure. We're pretty good on egg-laying birds, but maybe we can get some male birds to actually allow them to reproduce. We already have yaks. I don't know what gender they are. I forgot to check that. So I'm just going to throw them down here as well, just to have them. You know it. You know it, Billy. Alright. Fuck donkeys, fuck horses. We don't really need beast of burden at this point. Might as well get ewes and rams. The higher... nothing's banned yet, thankfully. We don't have any useless nobles ruining shit at this point, so we're still good to go. Excuse me. It's always something stupid like that. I think we're doing okay here. So the higher, you see these little blue lines here, that's the priority that I'm giving. So I can make the priority higher or lower depending on how badly I want that particular thing. The higher I make it, the more likely the merchants are to bring it, but also the more expensive they're going to be when they do bring them over. So I kind of want to sit them right in the middle, since I don't really care specifically what they bring, as long as they bring me kind of an assortment of that stuff. But for now, that will make me good. And I would also not mind buying some booze off of them. I'm going to have, you know, the ability to make my own booze when the time comes, but for now, I wouldn't mind the next time that they come around to bring this. I think we're okay here. These are just my requests of them. So, we're going to see how they feel about these requests. We hit escape to finish, which is because this game is weird and nothing is consistent. Alright. So we get to look over... Oh, not too bad. They didn't jack up the price of anything. So when they do bring those things, they'll be selling them at their normal prices. They won't be raising them that high. For next stage, they tell us what they want. So these are the items that they are going to be paying higher prices for the next time that they come around. So they actually want to buy drinks off of me. They want to buy rings, which is fucking awesome, because we're always going to have rings and other jewelry on hold. CB, we just got a bunch of dwarfs to arrive, so we can start distributing the next batch of names. I know you and Death both asked for one, so we'll do that in a second. They want tools, they want amulets, which also we make all the time. They want musical instruments, which these days are actually a lot more complex to make. And a whole bunch of other shit. So that's great. They want the kind of shit that we make all the time anyway, the next time they come by. So we'll be rolling in the dough. Farewell, Schmake. I look forward to our meeting next year. Our fortunes rise and fall together. Alright, so here comes the caravan. They're going to set up their shit. And we can start trading with them in a second. Here comes the rest of their caravan. Alright. Trading with dwarves is always the best part. Let's see what they got for us. Oh boy. Okay. Let's kind of scroll through and see what they have. Sometimes I would buy things off of them, like cloth, shit like that. Sometimes I even buy these like stupid like toys that are made of metal because we could smelt them down. Like, let's say we don't have the ability to make steel ourselves. We could buy these stupid little steel toys off of them and smelt them down and then use the metal to make something better. They have a donkey. Well, they got a couple donkeys, actually. Well, you know what? Let's take the donkeys. What the heck? They've got dwarven rum, cow's milk, ale, wine, buffalo milk. I always take shit like this. Always take all the booze. Don't even care. Yeah, I can make it myself, but it's a taste of home. Horse milk. Yak's milk. Take it all. I don't usually buy empty barrels unless I'm really hurting for them. They got weapons, but we don't really have an established military yet, and we don't really have enough dwarves to bother with a militia at this point, so... We're gonna skip all that. We're gonna skip the clothing and armor. Here we go. We could buy bags of stuff. Bags of cave wheat seeds, for example, of rock nuts. Of wheat flour. The heck, we don't have a cook, so we can't really make bread yet, so I'm not going to bother with that. I'm mostly just interested in the seeds themselves. Nope, don't really have much else at this point. What, by naming you after a dwarf? Yeah, that is how we get werewolf epidemics. We don't need bolts or anvils. Here we go, we can buy some food. Prepared yak heart. Ah, cave fish. Lungfish. Cave lobsters. Truly a taste of home. Alright, let's sell these guys some shit. Yeah, but you died to the first ever werewolf attack. Or were creature attack. Hopefully you'll have better luck this time. No, I don't want to sell the mugs. I want to keep the mugs. All these mugs. Alright, are they making enough of a profit yet? No, they're only making... Ah, here we go. We could sell them some gems. This will be a lot of money here. We don't want to sell them the rough gems, because I still want my guy to cut those. Alright, I think that's enough profit for them. Let's see if they're okay with this trade. Yep. I'm very generous to the traders. But the happier they are with what they get, the more likely they're going to come back with better stuff next time around. That's the one benefit of the elves. They're assholes and they never have anything good. But if you make them really happy, they'll start showing up with tamed legendary beasts that you can use to defend your fort. Like, that's the shit right there, let me tell you. There come my dwarves to take all of the goods, put them away. We could tell our broker, aka me, that he is no longer needed. He can go back to his work. Alright, so, Billy, are you ready to pick your dwarf? We have a gem cutter. We have a fisher dwarf. We have a soap maker, a legendary soap maker. We have a siege engineer, and we have a child available. You let me know what you think. Meanwhile... But in the meantime... Oh yeah, Death. You could pick one as well. you want to be a baby? Because I could do that. You want to be the child? It'll be like years before you grow up and actually start being useful to the fort, but... Years in game time. You'll be the child? Alrighty, here we go. Deathmaster, the Dwarven Child. CB, your choices are a gem cutter, a fisher dwarf, or a very skilled soap maker, or a mechanic slash siege engineer. Yeah, you could pick one too if you like. You'll make that soap? Hell yeah. Yeah, boy. We don't have any more babies left here. Cyber Billy, the soap maker. Yeah, we just have the siege engineer, the fisher dwarf, or the gem cutter available. Mm-hmm. Oh man. Siege Engie? Yeah. There you go. Spelling that right? This game hurts my eyes. I feel like I can't fucking see after a long time playing it. Alrighty. We did it, guys. We're the best. We got ourselves a couple of donkeys, so let's let them out of their cages and put them in the pen outside. In order to do that, you have to have a cage set up that you can move the donkeys into or move the animals into. Let's find them. They are. They got this little symbol next to their name over here that shows that they are currently in cages. So we want to select this one donkey to put him in that cage. Our dwarf will drag him over, put him in there. Then we simply select him again to let him loose, and we put the other donkey in there. Somebody comes by, lets him loose. There he is, just chilling. Puts the other donkey in, we have to let him loose. Yes, I wish there were an easier way of doing this, but alas. Now, most importantly, we have to come up to our little pen area up here, and we have to assign the donkey to it. Because if we don't do that, the donkey will just wander around inside the fort with nothing to eat, and it will starve to death. Animals are stupid. So as some of you may have seen before, the merchants still hang around, so we could still trade with them if we want to. But I think we're okay for now. Like, we got pretty much everything we're going to get out of them. Nope. And I think we're looking good here. I really want to, Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to play until the turn of the next season, because I don't trust the saving mechanic. I get a lot of crashes when I try to save, so I don't want to take the risk. So we're going to keep going for now until the next season comes around, whenever that is. Really don't know how long that's going to be. I don't know, we will see. And after that, we will save, and we will close down, and we'll call it. For now, though, let's see. For now, I feel like I need to blow my fucking nose. Breathe. Let's see. We've got plenty of booze now. Our dwarves are going to be super happy about that, because it's a nice variety of booze at this point. And not just drinking the same shit over and over again. You know it, Jackety. Get the weirdest traffic on Instagram. I'm sorry. Focus! Wait, now, here, hold on. We have a weaver, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, he's not a weaver. He's just good at spinning. All right, let's make him a weaver as well. See what happens. The fortress attracted no migrants this season. You dicks! Hmm. Let's see. All right, we got plenty of traps set up. Nobody's going to be getting in here unwanted. How are the dogs? All right, we don't have any chains or ropes yet. So I can't set up a dog. Let's have these guys gather some plants. It looks like there's lots of good plants out there. Like we're going to have a really good harvest of cave wheat. We have a full plot growing right now. Hello, Dutchy. Welcome to the stream. All right. Browser went. Get it out of the way. Second here, guys. Fun.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh. Well, hang on a second there. Dutchy, thank you for the follow. Oh, I do. Here's what I do, Dutchy. I do one plot that is completely dedicated to Plump Helmet year-round. It's always growing that no matter what. And then the second plot will change from, you know, cave wheat to pigtails to Plump Helmets to anything, basically, depending on the season. Because I want to have both growing at all times so I can get a variety of both food items and, what do you call, booze that they make out of those particular things. The bigger the variety of drinks, the happier our dwarfs are. So I like to keep my dwarfs happy. I sure do, Moral. How you doing? And yes, again, Dutchy, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. For those of you who are wondering why it's dead quiet, I fully encourage you to play your own music. No. Dwarf Fortress has no real sounds by itself. So, by all means, be your own jukebox. Dwarf. Alright, we have goodies, but we have no nobles to give goodies to. We have our highly restrictive fucking chambers here. Oonts. I get my fair share of crashes as well, Moral, especially when I try to save and quit. We're actually kind of wrapping up today, so I'm waiting for the next season to turn so that autosave takes over. It does all sorts of little things. This game is so bizarrely complex that I'm not willing to, like, write off any aspect of it. Dutchy, I do. In fact, the next time I play, I will probably turn that on. I currently have it off because I was kind of demonstrating the bare bones, most basics of this. Next time I play, though, I will turn that mod back on. It's pretty useful. Yeah, it's just force of habit. I gain a certain amount of personal satisfaction from keeping my dwarfs happy, so I don't know. I'm OCD. It's weird. In fact, the reason that I'm OCD is why I keep on happily, like, speedily skipping through my storage area because I don't like looking at it. It's a fucking mess. It's still pretty common, I would say. I don't make particularly great forts, though. That's my problem. So usually, like, I don't have proper defenses set up by the time things start going bad, but that's okay. I want to fail spectacularly, so that's kind of what we're going for in this. So if you see anything that looks like bizarrely inefficient or not safe or whatever the case may be, that's probably why. I'm definitely not aiming for a well-designed fort here. I'm aiming for entertainment. Where's my bedrooms? Oh, man. You're looking at them, man. We don't actually have that many dwarfs at this point, so this is more than enough. I will probably venture into a large sleeping quarters with like tons of beds in them and shit like that. And I will expand on this as well as we get more people. But for now, this is plenty. You know what? I'm bored and we're not doing anything, so let's start converting our meeting hall here into a tavern. You know what? Fuck it. Gonna expand it, make it a lot bigger. This is why I didn't have them engrave anything yet, because dwarves get really upset if they engrave a wall and then you chop it down later. Nice, Dutchy. Smooth that out. Oh, my bedrooms? They're all right. This is the format that I go for, and I'll kind of like expand out hallways that wrap around and put additional rooms over here. Yeah, I just stick to the 2x2s for most of my workers. The nobles get these really nice 4x4 rooms, but I have no nobles yet, so. Resize the meeting hall, make it bigger. Yeah. Yeah, it's just so... It requires so much work, and by the time I get to that point, it's like, oh, hey, there's a fucking Minotaur at my gates anyway. Or fucking 2 forgotten beasts down below, you know, some shit like that. Minotaurs are pushovers. I used to be fucking terrified of, like, those basic legendary beasts. Yeah, exactly. And they're just fine with, like, communal fucking sleeping halls as well. So, doesn't even matter. Alright, so... Make a location here. We have not designated any locations, right? How do we do that again? Alright, I'm an idiot. How do I do this? Yeah, I'm gonna avoid, what do you call, mods for this point. Many of the people watching have never actually played this game before, so... We're trying to do the most basic form of Dwarf Fortress. Plus, I haven't really played that much in a very long time. Like, there's a lot of features in the game now that did not exist the last time I played. Things like, you know, the were creatures themselves, or the vampires, Or hell, taverns and libraries. I'm just getting to learn how they work. All right, let me see here. That's why. Inn/tavern. So we need a tavern keeper. Hmm. I don't really want to make any of these guys a tavern keeper yet, unfortunately. I think we're going to have to wait until we get more dwarfs. Ah, well, in time. Moral, we're doing Space Station 13 too soon. Just keep that in mind. I've been wanting to play Space Station 13 for a long time now. It's been far too long since I'd fucked with that shit. So, actually, ever since the source code apparently leaked like a year or so ago, it's theoretically possible for me to actually host my own of that. So, we'll see what happens. I think we'll play on a public server for a little bit and get to know the game, and then host an occasional event every now and then. If they did, then I just won't stream it, and we'll just play it as a community or some shit. I don't even care. Paradise, I'm not familiar with that one. Always played on Goon Station. That was back when TG Station was kind of like brand fucking new and was still like figuring out what the hell to do. Goon Station always ran better at that time. That is sadly no longer the case. You know what we should do? Fry was streaming it? Well, there you go. Let's make some more crafts, and we'll make some toys as well for our kitties. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Winter is upon us, and we're getting an autosave. Sadly, folks, this means we are going to call it. I thank you all for hanging out. Who should we all go watch? Watch what happens when I save game. Oh, it worked this time. Huh. What do you know? Usually crashes when I actually try to manually save it myself. That's why I always wait for the autosave before I close. I don't know why it does that. It's not like I'm running a bunch of fucking bullshit mods. This is a stable version. Whatever. Alrighty. Yes, I am sorry. But it's been 3.5 hours of Dwarf Fortress, so I'm gonna call it here. Don't get me wrong, I could totally marathon this game for like 10 hours straight, but I don't feel like doing that today. Who are we gonna watch? We are gonna watch, let's go watch Pipe. He's playing Resident Evil. He is playing fucking VR Resident Evil. That is brilliant. Alrighty, guys. Thank you all very much for hanging out. Thank you, new followers. This is my first stream in a very, very, very long time. It's good to be back. Enjoyed myself. I hope you did as well. We will see you guys around. If this continues to go well, I will start doing it as a slightly more regular occasion. No promises. And yeah, if you want somebody else to check out our good friend Pipe is streaming Resident Evil. Go say hello. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.